So our exercise for this week is called the promise. And this is about sensing the promise that you are making to yourself as you take this next step toward your big shift project. The promise is like a commitment, and February's theme is commitment. So we can see your intention this year as a series of promises to yourself that you make and then you fulfill. And as you take the steps to creating what you're going to be creating, there are these series of promises that you will be there for you. And they may be promises about what you will do. They might be actions. They may also be, maybe even more importantly, promises about the way you'll treat yourself, the way you'll show up for yourself, the way you'll be there and support yourself, the kind of commitment you're making to yourself, even in the ups and downs, even in the hard times. Yeah? So I'm going to be inviting you to sense this week what feels good and right to promise to yourself. Like, what can you promise and be reasonably sure you'll do it? So we'll sense what will be right to promise, and then we'll also check if something in you feels stressed by that promise, because what can happen is that there's a part of us that takes over, and instead of sensing directly what you really feel right about promising, there's a part that thinks, here's what I should promise to myself. Right? It's so easy to slip into identification with the part that holds the shoulds. It's trying to help. The trouble is that if you promise something because you should promise it, there's a stress that can come from that because it's an overpromise. So we're going to practice in this exercise sensing what would feel really right and true, what would be just right as something you can promise or commit to yourself. And what happens is when you find that just right promise, then you'll get, I predict, a sense of solidity, support, and alignment from that. Like really feel in your body how you are there for yourself. So that's what we're going to be doing in this exercise. And by the way, if the word promise doesn't work for you, we can also talk about what you value, what you find important, and what you'll hold to even when times are tough. And at the end of the exercise, I'll invite you to fill in the sentence, no matter what, I will do my best to. All right, so here we go. So taking your time just to settle into your body right now, feeling your whole body here and now, and feeling how your body is supported, maybe finding your hands, what your hands are touching, like the feel of the texture under your hands. Being aware of your feet, maybe wiggling your toes. Yeah, there they are. There's your feet. Being aware of the places your body's in contact with what you're sitting on. So maybe it's the underside of your legs, your buttocks, your back, your arms. Just being aware of the sensation of that contact. Allowing yourself to rest into that support. Being aware of your breathing. Bringing awareness to your body, being aware that as you bring awareness to your body, it's possible for some of you that you might find something uncomfortable already that may have nothing to do with the exercise, like pain, discomfort, something like that. And be sure to acknowledge that. Yes, I know you're there. even to something in you feeling some kind of suffering right now. We want to include it rather than trying to push it away. So pausing for those of you who are feeling something uncomfortable in your body, just giving a kind of gentle, accepting, hello, I know you're there, to anything like that. Good, and coming into the inner area of your body, being aware in that inner area that includes your throat, your chest, your stomach, your belly. And remembering now your sense of what you're intending to create this year, your sense of the Big Shift project, as you've begun to understand it over the last few weeks, right? So in the exercises we did in January, you got more and more of a sense of what it is you're wanting to create. And yes, that is still a work in progress. How would you say it right now? Allow it to come freshly. Like this year, what I'm creating. This year, what I'm becoming. This year, what I'm being. Letting yourself find the words for that right now, how you would say it right now. And we're going to pause to let that happen. This year, what I'm creating is, or what I'm becoming is. I'm just formulating or phrasing freshly your Big Shift project, okay? And do pause the video if you need a bit more time for that right now. All right, so now see if it would be okay to turn toward yourself. Maybe even put a hand on your heart. See if that would be okay, or not if that feels funny. But turning toward yourself. And sense, my words for this would be, and sense this beautiful, dedicated person, the one who will be doing this year, the one who will be making this happen, the person that you are. Yeah? Sensing you. You are the one. And ask yourself, what will I promise to myself? Just allow something to come in response. Like, what will I promise to myself? And then let something pop up. And there might be more than one thing. We're not trying to think it up. We're just saying, what will I promise? Feeling in that kind of admiring connection with the beautiful person you are. Wow, this is a person who has taken on this project. Wow, what will I promise to myself? How will I be supportive to myself? What feels right to allow to emerge? Just wait and see what comes. It may come without words at first, with a kind of feeling that then can be named, or words may come first. That's fine too. And let's check in with the promise that it's something you know you can do. So not that you will never fall down, but that if you fall down, you'll pick yourself up. Not that you'll never make mistakes, but if you make mistakes, you'll forgive yourself for the mistakes and go on anyway. So that this is like, I will be here for you through the ups and downs, but check if that's what you would like to say or how you would like to say it. What is the promise that would feel right to give and to receive? Just give yourself some time to let that come, to really feel it. And sense what it feels like to give this promise. And since you're also the one who's receiving it, you might sense what it's like to receive it, to be given this promise by yourself. Okay, if you sense a doubt at this point, yeah, then that may be a sense that that was an overpromise, that it's somehow stressful to have this promise, something doubts. See if you can sense again, I could do this, this I could do, this I could do. It would feel good and it would feel possible. And then take it in. Okay? Take all the time you need for that. We're going to do something a little different now. If you're ready for something a little different, this is kind of fun, I think. All right? So just to see what happens, remember again your sense of your project for the year. Well, this time, imagine that it's something that exists already in the world of the unformed. Yeah? So it exists already, and it's waiting for you to call it into being, to make it happen. It's sort of like a book that isn't written yet, but it exists already, waiting for you to write it. Or like a baby who hasn't been conceived, but comes in a dream to the parents to ask to be born. So your big shift project exists already in the unformed world and needs you to bring it into being. And pause and just, I know that's a little bit odd, but just see if you can get the feel of that or make your own version of it that works for you. Okay? And what exists in the unformed world could be you, right? The possible you, the potential you, the you that you're creating, becoming this year. Okay? So now, what do you promise that one? Do you have a sense of wanting to make a promise or a commitment to that one that doesn't exist yet? And sense again if it feels, this is what feels right to say, that it wouldn't be stressful to promise this, but it would feel right. Yeah? Good. All right. Pausing to sense how that feels. Now, for some people, this was just a little too odd, but I'm glad you gave it a try. So, one way or the other, you have some promises. It was either a promise to yourself for how you're going to show up for yourself as this year unfolds, or it was some kind of promise to this possibility that exists in your own future. Now, and of course, it's okay to have gotten more than one. That's just lovely. Yeah? But pausing again to sense if this or these promises feel good. You take them in, really feel into how that feels. Notice if this increases your sense of grounded presence. Feels good to give, feels good to receive, feels good to know. Yes. And of course, rather than promise, you can call it something else. You can call it a commitment. You can call it a statement of what you deeply value or what you hold to be true. Whatever you'd like to call it, it has that quality of commitment or showing up or being willing. Willingness. I am willing. All right? Now let's try out that sentence, and the sentence I'm suggesting starts like this. No matter what, I will do my best to, no matter what, I will do my best to. See if you have a way to finish that sentence. Or would you prefer to say your promise in different words? So play with the words, sense what would really feel right. But I like the phrasing no matter what, because that is what a real commitment is. Yeah, right? For rich or for poor, in sickness or in health, no matter what. So what the commitment you're making to yourself, the promise you're making to yourself, no matter what, I will. But who knows? So I will do my best. Can't ask for more than the best. No matter what, I will do my best to, and fill in the blank. And there could be more than one. Okay, so bringing that back with you, bringing back the body sense of how it feels to give and receive that promise. Thanking your body if that feels right, and letting your awareness emerge. Feeling the room around you. Hello there. And you might want to write below this video what your sentence is, if you want to.